Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again with Destiny 2. This is it. It's not only our first TWAB for November, but most importantly, this is our final weekly update for the launch of Beyond Light, which is just days away this Tuesday, November 10th. We're going to go through this big TWAB that we have for you today, but before we get to all that, in case you guys missed out on last week's trailer, here it is one more time. The launch trailer, we're going to go through it one more time, and then we'll break down the TWAB. Now, before we get this started, we have accumulated almost 2,000 subs. This is absolutely incredible. And within the last month, this is the second most amount of subs that we've gotten within that stretch. 61. I think the previous record was like 103 or something, but this is absolutely incredible. We are now about 20 away until we hit 2,000. This is absolutely incredible. Thank you very, very much for your support as of late. For the audience up there, if you're brand new, if you like this gameplay content so far, first of all, not only you hit that thumbs up button just to try and support it, but if you want to subscribe to the channel, it's perfectly free. You don't have to pay anything at all. It's a free sub here on YouTube, and of course, you can turn on notifications by hitting that bell to stay up to date on all the gameplay content we're going to be doing, like Valhalla, Beyond Light, of course, Final Fantasy, and so on. Okay, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Let's get right into it here. Enjoy.
The light and dark ready themselves for a new phase. So must we.
The day we've been dreading has finally arrived. The darkness is here. We are deploying Guardians to all corners of the system to find answers.
I'm picking up a distress signal. Someone's in trouble.
My friends, we are all in great danger.
The Vanguard only recognizes the light. Someone has to do the same for the dark. Stasis is just a tool. We must use it for good.
This power is a gift. One I will share with all of you. One by one, we will rise again.
Only one truth: death.
You are not special. The darkness is mine!
I don't know which one I like better, the remix version or the one from the Rolling Stones, but man, oh man, it just gets the hype train up so much. Okay, so that was the launch trailer, and in case you guys missed it last week, not only did we have a 15-minute VDoc, notification right in my ear. Oh, never mind. Okay, so let's move on. Also, we had the Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt calendar, and I do have a video for that, so if you want to check it out, which contains the VDoc and the roadmap, so definitely check it out. Now let's go through the real TWAB. So first of all, we have the patch. Sorry about that. Now, over the last few weeks, our goals have been to set expectations. We covered the DCV, the upcoming sandbox changes, gambit tuning, and a whole lot more. Now, beginning on November 10th, we have archives for you. So, 2 new kiosks will be available in the tower. Our first one here will be the Quest Archive that will be found next to the Postmaster. Our hope is that this removes some of the confusion when trying to track down the odd quest that you previously discarded. And additionally, this will be the place for any veteran players that can pick up the new light quest on launch day if they have a strong desire to experience new player tutorials and the reintroduction to the Cosmodrome. So, I've already played it on Destiny 1, but if you guys want me to do the new light quest on launch day also, by all means, let me know in the comments section below, and I will do my very, very best. Although I will be extremely busy, but I will provide everything in my power to do so. So here's a look at the archive right there. Now up next, we have the Monument to Lost Lights, Exotic Archive, also known as the Monument. It will also be found by the Vault. Here, players may acquire various exotics and legendary pinnacle/pursuit weapons that were once available through now retired quests. As many of these exotics were tied to lengthy quests or difficult objectives, we wanted to make sure that those prices reflected those previous efforts. Now, players will need the following: the amount of glimmer, destination materials, masterworking materials, and also an exotic cipher or an ascendant shard in order to purchase the exotic or legendary in which they desire. Now, there's also going to be a new currency coming to be online. This one's going to be called Spoils of Conquest, which can only be acquired when completing raids. This currency will be required for exotics previously tied to vaulted raids. So vaulted raids means the following: you can once you complete a new raid this fall in year 4 and so on, you can get the weapons that you did not get, like Anarchy, 1K Voices, Divinity, TWAB, so on. So I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And there's a look at the monument over here. Now, sadly, yours truly, I did not get TWAB or 1K Voices. The Anarchy, that's a maybe. That's a maybe. But anyway, let's move on. Now, in the past, exotic ciphers were very limited in nature. And while you can only expect one to be available as part of the season pass, Xur is going to also offer a quest to earn one exotic cipher on a weekly cadence. So now we're going to go on to the traditional patch notes. So start off with the Crucible. In Trials of Osiris, the power level requirement will go up to 1210. They've also added the Adept weapons and the weapon mods to flawless chest rewards. There will be more information in another article. Next up, the maps. They've also added physics blockers to some out-of-bounds areas on the following 3 maps: Altar of Flame, Exodus Blue, and Cauldron. Now for player identity, the login screens will now have a dark I almost said background. A dark background. That's what I was trying to say. Updated the full screen menus to have a dark background style. Thankfully I said it perfectly that time. Player waypoints now display season rank and the HUD waypoints. They've also added toggle functionality to the character screen, allowing the player to make a choice between light and dark subclasses. And character screen visuals have been updated depending on player choice between those 2 subclasses, light and dark. Whoops, went a little too far there. Character creation, you can change from either, they've changed the selection now from male and female to masculine and feminine. The Guardian head and hair models have been replaced with improved visions. Several color swatches have been changed to better represent the applied color, and players' previous head selections are still used. Now there's 3 different miscellaneous items that we'll go through. Fixed a bug that prevented online friends from showing up in the roster on Stadia for players with more than 100 friends. Also occasionally prevented players from earning progress on bounties when joining an activity in progress. And this most noticeably impacted Iron Banner bounties and can cause players to have their artifact power bonus enabled during Iron Banner matches. Now, there's a few sandbox changes that they missed up in the preview. First of all, Traveler's Chosen has reduced muzzle flash intensity. For pointing the stag, this increases the max power level to 1310. For Divinity, they fixed the bug that prevented some weapons from dealing precision damage to the Divinity cage. Like, for example, the Ariana's Vow exotic hand cannon, which had the barrier mod on it. For Hunter Dodge, they've increased the cooldown by a few seconds. Now, for example, if you're at Tier 4, the old cooldown was 22 seconds, and now the new one will be 4 seconds later, or 26 seconds. Now, the anti-champion mods. First of all, anti-barrier rounds will now penetrate Tekken Phalanx's shield, so that's going to be very nice. And all anti-champion mods have been shifted to armor, rather than taking a weapon mod slot. So this is absolutely huge. I don't know how I'm going to handle the armor mods. I really like the weapon ones a lot, but doing it in armor, though, it's going to be a little bit tricky. By the way, Orbs of Light will now be changed to Orbs of Power, as they can now be consumed by both light and dark. Now, just so you know, before we end the patch note preview, we do want to call out the collectors. That's one of them, of course, who has been talking about the impending removal of expired ramen coupons from the inventories. It's definitely going to sting, but as far as the coupon goes, I can care less about it. I thought I was going to save it for something special, but I guess it isn't. There you go. Okay, just to let you know, the full patch notes will be released on Tuesday around the launch time. Now, let's move on. With the new expansion coming out next week, we also have a fresh update coming to the Bungie Store website, which you can check out right here at bungiestore.com. Now, we're already entering the holiday season, so now's a good time to get some gift shopping going for the favorite Guardians out there in the world. So, there's a look at the examples that you see here on screen. And beginning November 9th, you can upgrade your arsenal of collectibles and the gifts at the Bungie Store, and at the web, of course, with exclusive new products and free in-game emblems with your purchase, which will also include the Destiny 2 Beyond Light original soundtrack. So here's the first emblem that you can potentially get. This is called Cosmic Alignment. Now that will be available up until December 4th. And the other emblem here called Between Stars, that goes until February 9th, 2021. And starting this Monday, you can also get the Shattered Harmony emblem with the purchase of Destiny 2 Beyond Light original soundtrack. And you can follow Bungie Store on Twitter for more details on the deals and discounts to be announced every Friday in November. I don't want to throw in the extra R's in there. From the Drifter, the Exo Stranger, and Varix. That's going to be very nice. Now, here comes the big news. Maintenance and preloads. You guys have been talking about this. Let's get right into serious business. Beginning this Monday on November 9th, Destiny 2 will go offline for an extended maintenance period. Now, we want to give everyone some ample time to download the Destiny 2 Update 3.0.0. The teams will be prepping for the launch day assault on our servers. And the DBS has the full timeline for the maintenance, downloads, and a whole lot more. So, here is the report. So we have update 3.0.0.1. It's the actual update that's going to be coming out. And here's the timeline of events. So first of all, of course, I live in the EST, of course. Starting at 6:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Pacific Time, background maintenance for the update, which is 3.0.0.1, will begin. Then 30 minutes later, in preparation for the downtime, players will be removed from activities and will be required to download a small update before logging back in again. Then at around 9:50 EST, the sign-on for Destiny 2 will be disabled, and then 10 minutes later, it will be brought offline for an expanded maintenance. And you won't be able to log back in again until launch day. Remember, because daylight savings time ended on November 1st, the weekly reset begins at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, on November 10th. Then on November 10th, on launch day at noon, of course, The update will be available across all platforms and the regions. And then at around 3 p.m., maintenance will be expected to conclude. Now, we're going to talk about the Beyond Light preload. Now, the preload will be available prior to the game's release. And here are the preload timelines, and the instructions based on each platform. So first of all, we'll start with the PlayStation. Now, beginning on November 8th at 11 p.m. EST, 8 Pacific, the users can start pre-downloading the update. I can't even talk tonight. First of all, you'll need to do the following. Navigate to Destiny 2, press the Options menu, and select Check for Updates. Now, in the effort to decrease the server load, some PlayStation Plus users may be able to pre-download the update starting on November 7th. If they have the auto update download enabled on the PS4. Now, if you want some instructions on how to set it up, you can click right over here to the PlayStation website. But in bold letters, be careful. Bungie has recommended that players should not, I repeat, should not delete their current version of Destiny 2 on their PlayStation console to speed up the pre-download process. Now, next up we have Xbox. The preload will be available shortly after Destiny 2 will be taken offline for maintenance. That will take place November 9th at 10 EST. If you want some instructions on how to get the setup auto update going, that will be on the Xbox website. And for PC, the preload for PC will be available shortly after. It'll be the same thing for Xbox. So it'll be the same thing. Now the update should automatically be put into the Steam download queue once it is available to preload. And here's the information on the downloads and updates on the website. That's the Steam-powered website. And now storage requirements. Now, we have the storage space needed for installation. So for Xbox Series S and X, the install size and space needed are both going to be at 65.7 gigabytes. The PlayStation 5 will be at 70.78. Now, it'll be the same thing for PlayStation 4. However, as you see on the star menu, there's only one star related. It's at 171.68. And here's the information here for PlayStation 4. This includes current installed version of Destiny 2, which is 100.9 gigabytes, plus the update preload at 70.78. So that equals up to 171.7. And no change for Xbox One. It's also going to be at 65.7. Now, big one for PC. The one that's 2 stars, it's at 69.7. Here's the information here. The install size may vary based on languages installed. The size shown is the maximum size possible. And space needed for installation will be at 186.2. And now this includes the current installed version of Destiny 2, which is up to 116.5 gigabytes, plus the update. So that all adds up to 186.2. And of course, they're showing us the information regarding the DCB and the end of season of arrivals, which I think we also had a small little event, but it wasn't all that important. I think it was just like a puzzle that was being solved. Go check out Mesa Sean's video regarding the puzzle completion. And I think that pretty much covers it right here. So that is officially it. And you know what? I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the closing because I figure why not. Now, before we say goodbye, one more person that we have to say goodbye to, and it's a bit of a shame that he has to leave us after almost 10 years with the business. I'm talking about the community manager of Bungie. His name is Deej. Yes, right, folks. He has handed the torch on over. He's done a wonderful job with Bungie since 2011. 2011. Started in the old Halo years before moving up to doing Destiny in 2014. But like I said, he is definitely one of the best of the business, and it's a shame that we have to see him go. So thank you very much, David Deeg, aka Deej. We will miss you, buddy. My hearts and prayers go out to you. Thank you very, very much for what you've done for almost 10 years. You will never be forgotten. Thank you very much. And I want to thank you for the whole YouTube audience. I will see you on Europa for the full campaign walkthrough this Tuesday at launch. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you next time.